Good afternoon. This is Mei Ling Hickey, one of your quality assurance instructors, reporting today. I decided to make a very brief visit to Fee Murad's house. Fee teaches Algebra 1 with us, and she attended WOW Foundations, and I just cannot wait to find out what she has to say about her WOW has wowed her work world. So, hi, how are you today?
Hi, Maylin. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by.
Well, thank you for your time. I know you're very busy with your students. Let me just ask you a few questions. The first one, what concept from the WOW framework sticks with you the most?
Well, I really enjoyed the WOW Foundation training, and the special thing that I learned about this program was that I am now more aware of my students' level of engagement and interest. So I can, adjust my, especially discussion-based assessment, my grading, my feedback, and my emails to my students in a much better way.
I love that you're thinking about the things that you can control in order to apply what you've learned. What differences have you made in your work since attending WOW?
Well, one of the differences that I have made in my work is when I do the discussion-based assessment with my students, I try to ask them questions that are meaningful to them, especially with math. I try to ask them that might relate to their real-life situation, more kind of an application. And I believe that would fall under authenticity of the WOW training category.
That's right, that is one of the design qualities, authenticity. Great application, thank you so much for sharing. Minu, which one of the WOW design qualities resonates with you the most?
I think personally for me choice is very important in any field that I am in. So I feel that my students also like that they have choice in their learning, they have more power in their decision of whatever they are learning. So I think choice really sticks with me, and I think it's very important.
Thank you. Do you have anything else to add?
Just overall, I think that the WOW training really helped me understand my students' need and interest in a much better way now that I have completed the WOW training.
Well, thank you again for your time. Thanks to all of you for listening, and I do hope that WOW continues to wow your work world. Hello, this is Maylin Hickey again, one of your quality assurance instructors, and today I am interrupting my fellow coworker Tracy Hansen, another one of your quality assurance instructors, to ask her some WOW questions.
Hi, Maylin. Fancy to see you here.
How are you?
I'm
So good
good.
cooking going on. I came in at the very right time, so I'm going to get to enjoy some treats. But first, can you share some of the WOW stuff with us today?
Sure. What kind of wow stuff are you looking for?
The first one, what concept from the WOW framework sticks with you the most?
I would have to say surveys. It's really important for me to know, how my students are thinking about the work they're doing, and not only just with my students, but also with my colleagues as well. Just making sure that we're all on the same page and we're working together to create great things.
Excellent. Now, what differences have you made in your work after attending WOW?
Well, I think that be like as a teacher, I think I had a lot of wow-like tendencies. I just didn't know any of the language that was associated with it, and the fact that I was able to assign or to know the terminology a little bit more brought the information a little bit more like forefront, so I was more methodical and deliberate in incorporating WOW into my daily work. So I think it just made it much more impactful, much more meaningful, the experiences I was having with my students and with the people I work with.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that insight. Now, Tracy, which is the design quality that resonates with you the most?
I have to say affiliation. I really enjoy working with people and just having that contact to know that we're working together to create just something that's just a really great product.
Well, thank you so much again, and thanks to all of you again. Continue to wow. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mei Ling Hickey live from Eagle Creek Country Club, and I am here sitting with Enid Rentas, one of our instructional leaders from Florida Virtual School. Good morning, Enid.
Good morning, Maylin.
Now, the purpose of our visit today is we want to find out what about WOW has completely wowed your world, Ms. Rentas. And the first question, what concept from the WOW framework sticks with you the most?
That's an interesting question because coming from the brick and mortar school, I would have answered completely different because in the brick and mortar school, the curriculum is given to the students, the curriculum is given to the teachers, but with the WOW framework and the WOW framework that I attended with you, there's student involvement in the lessons, and that's what I really liked about the concept, is that it's a completely different kind of thinking, and it's something that we have to look into the future to keep students engaged in the learning process. So I think that the student involvement with lessons is one of the most important concepts that I see in the WOW Foundation.
Oh, thank you for that. I love that insight. Now, Annie, what differences have you made in your work since attending WOW?
You know, since I attended the Marilyn Holman Schlesty Institute in July, and I also attended the foundation, and I learned so much from you guys when I attended. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting, because I think that the best way to implement things is when you reflect and you really see what works, what doesn't work, what do you think will work, and also get input. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting. And with my team, I set up a needs assessment where I gave my team, what do you think should be done for this year? What do you think our needs are? And one of the things that we did is we set goals for the teachers this year. So one of the goals is to have more student involvement, more learning gains, and bring in the student into the learning process where the student is also making decisions and involved with the teacher.
Thank you so much. Reflection definitely is very key. I appreciate that. Now, Annie, which one of the WOW design qualities resonates with you the most?
The one that resonated with me the most was choice. And the reason for that is because when students have choices, they take ownership of their own learning. And when teachers offer that choice and have those options for the students, they are much more engaged into the lesson. So what really, all of them are good. All the design qualities are good. But I think that if we start with choice, we'll get the students engaged much faster.
For your thoughts. The last question, Annie, how do you see that design quality of choice as essential in our FLVS work world?
I see the FLVS design quality of choice as essential in FLVS, but we have to go through certain processes first. First of all, we hire teachers from the outside that have been educated in a brick and mortar kind of setup. And our thinking at FLVS is completely different, and the approach that we use for students is completely different. And if we're going to implement this philosophy, we have to train our teachers to understand the philosophy and really have buy-in into this philosophy before we can change the students. So we first have to change our teachers to really understand themselves and really have buy-in into the whole philosophy and be able to bring it across to the students that they teach. So that's what I think about the FLVS, and also that FLVS is at the edge of bringing in education that we have so much needed before. We have so many students that are learning so many different ways, and sitting in a classroom, a teacher lecturing is not really teaching anymore, because our students are learning in many, many different ways. They have a lot of creativity, and we're not bringing that out of them. So if we offer them these opportunities and these choices, I think that we can make them better learners, and understand the way that they can make contributions into society. And that's what we want. We want to educate students that can actually make contributions into the real world and apply them. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Ms. Lenta. So insightful as always. Again, thank you for listening. And this is Mei Ling Hickey broadcasting live from Eagle Creek Country Club. Have a fantastic day.